maybe flat. And our life will.
Hello. It's finally fall in New York. As soon as the weather drops, I get super anxious that the seasonal depression is gonna kick in, but we're gonna kick that in the ass this weekend and have a cozy weekend here in New York. I wanna do some of the fun fall things that you can find in New York before I leave for Paris. I've actually had so many consecutive evenings in my apartment alone. So today's Friday. The thought of a cozy night in does sound really appealing, but it's my friend's Matt's birthday, so I'm gonna go for a little dinner. But how cute is this? All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. Wait, this is Megan, my roommate. Now we're headed to the West Village. I think we'll be cute. I'm excited.
I'm falling.
Where's the branding underneath there?
I don't know a thing. Driving aimlessly down an endless road. Hands on my neck, I don't feel the pain anymore.
I think my music phase at the moment, if you need some new fun funky music racks, is, well, for one, I've been into Habibi funk quite a bit for the last year. Generally funky disco type of music stemming from the MENA region, so Middle East, North Africa. And Sage and I recently went to this party called the Laylit Party, which is all Arab house and techno, and it was so fun and the DJs were so good. So I made a new playlist called Steel and Saffron. Also, trying to learn French, so I made a playlist called Eperons, and there's really good French songs in there that are very fun, very cool, and you can follow along with the lyrics to work on your comprehension. So always, I love a little indie pop, a little shoegaze, lo-fi. There's a fun playlist called Sea Breeze, which is from the summer, but she's still fun. Today's a new day. I'm feeling awake, I'm feeling alive. I got my singular pumpkin, which I get every year. I used to love fall, but I could feel myself getting super anxious as soon as the temperature was dropping, because I was like, the blues are coming. I'm gonna be sad soon. Honestly, never really experienced depression until I moved to New York, and in the winters I was like, this is really difficult. I am not feeling good. I am a sunshine baby from California, and so winters are hard for me. And so you know what actually helped me quite a bit is I made a Pinterest album. I called it Hygge? I don't know. And I put in a bunch of photos to inspire myself for the type of feeling and environment I want to create for myself as the weather starts to drop. To just be like, no, this is exciting, there's good things ahead, there's positives to the cold months as well. A little visual manifestation of sorts, and helping, shift your mindset from dread to, a little bit of excitement. I'm like, okay, cozy vibes coming soon. Okay, time to get ready for the day. Let's go. Hello y'all, I got a tiny mic. How we doing? It is pouring rain out. I feel like if you're like me, these days can be hit or miss. I think it's fun and cozy occasionally, but too much of it, and the seasonal depression kicks in. So I'm working hard to fight that this year and find practices that can bring you joy and just a little bit of comfort. It can be tricky, going through the cold seasons kind of feeling like you're on your own. But I feel like there's lots of things you can kind of add into your life to find the pleasure in these seasons. I think the biggest thing for me is forcing myself to reach out to people. That's a huge one, obviously. So it's really easy for me to hermit for long periods of time. And I also love seeing friends. In these seasons, it's a lot harder for me to, get up and go out there and make plans, but I'm working on doing that this weekend. I was gonna do a full, just little solo cozy day, but my friend texted me if I wanted to get lunch.
lunch at a very like cutie little cafe in Williamsburg, and I was like, honestly, yeah, I should do that because I woke up feeling kind of sad, as this gloomy weather can do. I think also too, just like finding your little practices that make you feel a little better. For me, it's like working out, journaling can help. I think some of the other things that have really helped me are setting a good vibe, making your space feel as cozy as possible. I have so much mood lighting in this living room down here, and it helps so much in the evenings to not have like a harsh light, but I'm lighting candles. I'm setting on like 5 different lights. Setting some better sleep routines, cooking for myself, just all those little things make a difference. I love fall in New York. It can be so dreamy, but I also know the season's hard for a lot of people, myself included these days. We got this, y'all. We're getting through this winter. It's gonna be good.
It's pillows, jackets, laptops, cargo bed of your dad's pickup. I'm secretly happy our plans got canceled. A couple more hours and we plan sounds nice. And in the moment when you asked to kiss me, I nearly passed out with you.
Hello from Williamsburg. The rain has cleared a little bit, which is nice because it was pouring on the way here, and went to cute Sweetwater, and I saw some of my oldest New York friends. We used to be roommates like way back in the day. I'm so grateful I went. Like, that really just boosted my mood. It was so lovely.
Though all my attention was on you, see, can't hide the way I feel about you. Nothing you could do could make me doubt. I wanna shout it from the rooftops that I'm in love. I'll try to keep my cool, but keeping cool is hard. When our eyes lock and you crack a smile, I haven't felt this way in a while.
Okay, wait, what do we have here, Megan?
It's a chocolate pavlova. Wow. With berries.
Gorgeous.
I'm very green today. I want to hug this perfectly matching pillow. Good morning. I started off with a nice little coffee walk. Hopefully it's sunny right now. It's supposed to rain a ton soon. I think Peter is gonna come over to carve some pumpkins and watch Hocus Pocus. Very cute, cozy little day. One big life update. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably haven't seen this. I'm gonna be talking about it a lot more in another video, but I applied for a French visa. Done. It's one of those things I've been wanting to do for truly ages. You know, I feel like so many of us have that thing where we'll like, one day we'll do it, one day we'll start that business, or we'll quit this job, or we'll move to that place, or we'll learn that language. I feel like I actually woke up in like January one day and I was like, something needs to change this year. I was like, I've been doing the same thing for a little while. I need to shake things up. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, what do you think about the idea of moving to France? And she's like, go for it, honey. So for one, very grateful for parents who have encouraged me to live a big life and live outside my comfort zone. So I actually was talking with Damon and he recommended me a lawyer, and I started applying for a French visa back in February. It is October now. It's been a long ass process, partially because I was traveling. So I have a temporary visa right now, and I will be hearing more once I'm in France. But I'm actually literally headed to France next week for two and a half months. I'm staying in Damon's apartment, and I genuinely have no clue what's to come in January of 2024. I don't know what life will look like then. I'm gonna be spending the rest of the year in Paris alone. I'm going completely solo. I only know a few people there, and I'm honestly kind of nervous. It's obviously scary to kind of feel like you're starting from scratch a little bit with friends and routines, but I'm excited to kind of implement some of these routines I've been talking about into my life, especially there. Like, I've been getting to spend a lot of time with friends here, but I am going to be more isolated there. I have a video coming out soon that goes way into more detail about this big life chapter switch up, so stay tuned for that. That'll be the next video coming out. That's what's going on with me, which is wild. I wanted to share a few books I've been loving recently. I recently read Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson, and this was one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. Oh my goodness, I cry. It reads like stunning poetry. It's just such a stunning example of realities of a love story, and the way the author writes really encourages you to like slow down and be way more present and appreciate what's actually going on in the moments around you instead of rushing through life. And I feel like it kind of shakes you out of your, day-to-day chaos. And it's one of those rare books that really has you reevaluate the way we interact and understand the world. Another book I read recently, which is a fascinating one, If an Egyptian Cannot Speak English by Noor Naga. We'll just say if you're interested in understanding intricacies of being, from a different part of the world, in this case Egyptian, but being born in the States and then moving to that country to try to understand your motherland. With that, the author talks about woke culture. Then on the other side talks about the male Egyptian experience of somebody who grew up in a village and how these two worlds meet and the explosion essentially that comes from that. I feel like it really hits the idiosyncrasies of all these different cultures and ways of existing in the world, and it's wild and it makes you uncomfortable and it really makes you think, and it's fascinating. I think I read it in a day and a half. If you just want a fun mystery thriller, I recently read I Found You by Lisa Jewell, which I thought was really interesting. So those are a few books for you. Also on the topic of trying to, be healthy and happy through the cold seasons ahead, I think going to therapy is a big way to really help and support your mental health.
So I wanted to take a second to thank today's sponsor, BetterHelp.
I've been using BetterHelp for years, and I've always just been really grateful for them as a service. It's basically the world's largest online therapy. I feel like traditionally therapy hasn't always been the most affordable, and it's really hard to find a match that feels right. Matching with the right therapist too can feel intimidating. Shout out to my gal Jenny. And it's a bit like dating. I had to try out different therapists to find the right fit for me, and that's what's great about BetterHelp is that you can very easily switch and try out different therapists until you find your right fit. As somebody who has an inconsistent schedule and travels a lot and is often on the go, it's so great for me to be able to do it online. So I can either do it from the comfort of my bedroom, which I love, or also if I'm, traveling. All it takes to sign up is essentially answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will match you with your therapist. So if you want to check this out, of course, it will be linked down below. It's betterhelp.com/AlenaTaber. Whenever you click the link, it obviously helps support my channel, and you can also get 10% off your first month, which is pretty great. So if you want to consider taking charge of your mental health and maybe speaking to somebody about what you're going through, consider trying out BetterHelp. It's still pouring rain outside. My roommate Megan decided to make pumpkin bread, and we're gonna watch Hocus Pocus, and I'm excited. I think it's a perfect way to spend a rainy Sunday, if you ask me. Hello. Is that Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yes.
What
Wait,
the
never seen Hocus Pocus.
No.
Wait.
My first time. Baker Megan, hard at work. Oh, looks good.